Hello. I think this is working. All right, Corey is here. I know I was having some issues before, so I don't know if we're working. I think I'm just got a bit of a delay there, so I think we're doing okay. So what I wanted to do today was feature this sketch that I posted as a challenge on my Creating with the Crafty Medic challenge group. So if you're not a member of that already, you can join us. Every Wednesday I post a challenge, and anyone who participates in that challenge can win a prize. So it's just kind of a way to get you using the supplies you have, and hopefully it gets you creating more. I love sketches. This one is from Mojo Monday, which is a group that does sketches all the time. There's tons of other places out there to get them. If you just start Googling or on Pinterest, put in card sketch, you'll come up with a ton of these. Some of them look like this, some of them look a bit different, but they're all, you can use them for the same thing. It's basically a layout idea. The way that I like to use these is starting to kind of use up scraps. So I've got kind of my go-to tools that I've got, and then I kind of just start picking up scraps from around my work area and start building and kind of looking for things that fit into this. So I'm going to put this aside. I'll bring it back later to show you how I use it in different ways. And I'll bring this back as well. This, if you point your phone at it, your phone camera at it, will take you to my online store, and then we've got the host code as well, and I'll explain a bit more about that. All right, so the first thing that I saw when I was farting about with my scraps was this piece of Designer Series paper that I used for some tags back in November, and I really hadn't used it much since then. So with this, what I had done before was I punched out some circles. Rather than fussy cutting each of these flowers, because I had to make like 40 of these tags, I just punched them out. So I'm going to do that again because that circle works quite well. Maybe I'll just leave that there, with those circles in the sketch. And now, of course, my punch won't open. But I've got my 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to find a flower here that I can punch out fairly easily. Perfect. So I've got an element that I think I might want to use. You don't necessarily have to. Now, starting with this Designer Series paper, I need a base to work with. And one of my favorite things about this Designer Series paper is some of the colors in it. And I happen to have an extra shaded spruce base lying around here. I do have some others. I was just filming some more videos too, and I like to keep a stack of bases around. So I do have lots of other colors to choose from. So I may just end up going with something different, but for now I do really like shaded spruce. So we're gonna go with that. And I had this piece left over from a card that I was making that I will post later. So I'm gonna use that, and that kind of works well. It's not exactly the shape that they have it on there, but it still works. So I've got kind of two little things going here. Alrighty, now I need this kind of strip in the back. Now I've got a couple options here. I had another strip of Designer Series paper here, and I had some ribbon, and I wasn't quite sure which I preferred. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at them both and see. Now, I think Corey's the only one that's on here right now, so I'm gonna ask her opinion. Do you like the ribbon better or the Designer Series paper? Any opinions? I love the texture of the ribbon, but I'm thinking I like the Designer Series paper more right now. Okay, Corey agrees with me. Designer Series paper. Oh, that was a stressful decision. I'll keep the ribbon handy, just in case. All right. Yeah, there's a huge delay, Corey. We're both on rural connections. I think that's the problem. Because I'm in Powell River and you're just as much in the middle of nowhere. So, now I'm going to this designer series paper on here. Now, when I've got strips like this, what I usually like to do is I like to just trim the ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here and then trim the sides off so that it's exactly the same as the card. Yeah, I believe you, Corey. The delays are crazy. The video streaming, yeah. Hi, Francine. Because Corey, you're even on satellite, aren't you? Okay. Now let's put this, now, oh, actually. Nope. All right, so we're gonna put this on here. Now I've got my dimensionals here, so I like to pop things up. And this is another thing that I get asked a lot is, how many dimensionals do you put on something? I'm quite particular, so I always put a lot, but it actually doesn't take a lot. One of the things I'm really torn about is putting it close to the edge versus putting it further in, and I'm trying putting it further in. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I hate it when the dimensionals show on the edge, but I also hate it when the sides can kind of curl down, so I'm really torn about that. But there is the beginnings of our sketch. Now, again, scraps on my table. Oh, I know the dimensionals. I don't even know. I don't even know. I flip-flop all the time. Anyways, scraps. I had this little circle doohickey. Don't even know what card this came from. I have a little bin on my desk that I just throw scraps of die cutting stuff in, like if I've punched something extra, die cut something extra. So this was just in there. And I was like, hey, look, a circle. It's perfect. I don't want to use as many as my designs. Dimensionals. This will hold. Like, just 5 like that will hold. Sometimes if it's a bigger piece, I'll do like 6. So like 3 along long sides. But this will hold. I think this would even hold with less. But yeah. So now I need to pick what sentiment should I use. I've got the itty bitty greetings because I love sets like this that just have a lot of greetings. So I don't know what kind of a card I should make. I like the with gratitude, but I feel like I've been making a lot of thank you cards. Maybe I'll just stick with that. I've always loved these sets that have a ton of sentiments. And the best thing about stamping onto a circle shape, can anybody guess? I'll give you a second to figure it out. When you're stamping onto a circle, oh, sorry, Corey. Yeah, they're hard to read. They're small. When you're stamping onto a circle, it doesn't matter which way you turn it or if you've got it in the right place, because you can just turn it a little bit more. And then, and this is shaded spruce, by the way, because coordination. I'm all about that life. Yeah, you're not crooked. When you stamp onto a circle, you pretty much can't be crooked. You could, I guess, technically have it like not in the center and stuff, but meh. That's what I like about this sketch, is you can kind of cover up any little asymmetries like that that you don't need / want. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to overhang that on there a bit, and then I'm going to pop this up again. So many dimensionals. I think I've got 4 layers here already. There we go. How's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Look at that. Now, this card is pretty much done as far as I'm concerned. I am going to, because they're sitting right here and calling out to me, add some of my artisan pearls. And I think it's the lighter ones. Where did my tool go? My take your pick tool gets a workout some days. picked up a little too much of the plastic there, I think. Come on. I had problems with this sheet. The plastic came off onto the glue dots. The sticky stuff isn't exposed. Okay, I'm going to put this pearl aside, deal with it later, and do that. See? Way easier. That's how it's supposed to work. Oh, I don't like that. That's way too even with this other one. There we go. That's better. Alrighty. Yes, my cards always end up being 3 inches thick, Francine. When I bring these to the post office, it's really funny because I never, ever bring them into the post office. I always put them in the envelope, put a stamp on it, throw them in the mailbox. Never had one returned, no matter how thick they are. Every once in a while, I go in, like if I've got parcels or something like that, I'll like give them the stack of cards and they always want to put them through and they're like, this is a little thick. And I go, just let it go. Because what happens is when the machines actually process them, they get squished right down and they're totally fine. All right, so this is my kind of take on that sketch that you saw me create live. Now, I did cheat a little bit. I did have some time to look at all of my supplies and stuff and make a little bit of a plan. I had no idea what this card was going to look like, but I did have a little bit of a plan. So I'm going to show you a couple other cards that I made using the same sketch. And all I did was I picked up different bits that were sitting on my desk as a starting point. And actually, funnily enough, for both of them, it was this panel here that was sitting around. So this is one that I made with this corrugated, it was the galvanized paper from the holiday catalog. And I had some left over from a card I made. So I used that, and then I just added some of the ribbon and some circle layers, so kind of a more masculine thank you card. And then this one here, same thing. I had this designer series paper, and instead of using another circle that I punched or die cut there, I just used a doily. And this is the pearlized doilies. And just kind of a little thinking of you, and added the little embellishment. All right, so that's 3 different takes on that. Your challenge in the next week is to post a card based off of this sketch. I've given you 3 different ways that I've used it. You're going to use whatever supplies you've got and go make a card. Make sure that you're posting on Facebook or on Instagram. And my dog just came in. I forgot to close the door. So post on Facebook or Instagram and just post it onto your profile. Tag me at CraftyMedic and tag hashtag CraftyMedic Creative Challenge, and then you might win a prize. So last challenge, I think Francine won. So yay! If you need any supplies, Corey Leia is fantastic. She's so good. She's the loveliest dog ever. So there again, if you need to get any supplies, you can point your phone camera at that. And then that's the host code. When you go to place an order, you can use the host code. If you're watching this on the replay, it may not be the same one anymore. It's always, the current one is always at my blog, thecraftymedic.com. And when you use that host code, what happens is we pool all of our orders, and the rewards that I get, I split them up amongst you. So everybody who orders will get a little bit of something. Also with that, it kind of flags it for me that if you order $65 or more, then you get the tutorial bundle. So that's the Stamping Around the World tutorial bundle that I'm a part of. So you get like at least 10 this month. We had 12 different projects to give you some ideas and learn some new techniques. Alrighty, enjoy. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of your creations, and yeah, send you some prizes. Happy crafting. Bye.